Hello and welcome to Tavern 53. Yes, we are back at the tavern. Before we go too far, I just want to get up on my little soapbox here for 30 seconds, if I could, gentlemen. I just want to tell everybody there is no tariff on this tonight. This is free to everybody to listen across the board. I don't care where you're at. You're in Tibet, Taiwan, China, Vietnam, Cayman Islands, Toledo, Ohio. This is free to you. Please listen and enjoy. No tariffs. Now that I'm done with that, I want to welcome the Bob Rossa Barbecue. Thank you for joining us, Bob Rossa Barbecue.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. Along with the Bob Rossa Barbecue, we got the professor joining us tonight.
Thank you very much.
Very good to have you tonight, sir. Tonight, we're going to talk about a topic because I hear the birds in Greg's backyard right there. It is spring. And when spring has sprung, we get what we had last night, a thunderstorm. And with a thunderstorm, you get nitrogen in the air. And doing that brings your winter grass green. So you got to do lawn care. Now, Bob Rossa Barbecue, I'm going to throw it out to you. What's your way of lawn care? Do you just go and cut grass, go to it, or do you weed and seed, or aerate, or what?
I did notice, now that you mention it, the grass is much greener today, and probably from the rain. The first part to your lawn care, and especially being on the tavern here, is cracking open a nice cold beer.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
But, like I say, we're all grass cutters. So,
Cheers.
usually, cheers. I mean, we're talking grass, so we're gonna start off with a drink here, but
Yes.
I usually cut the grass before the drink. But I'm not much of a make sure there's no dandelions and stuff. I mean, I do enough so the grass isn't annoying to the neighbors.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not real fanatical about the green. I just level it off at a nice even height and I'm good to go.
Professor, you're up.
Well, geez, you got me there, Wayne. I guess if I thought about it, I've got two methods of lawn care. My favorite would be what I call the lazy man's lawn care, which basically means you do not fertilize, because if you do, your grass will grow. And
I agree with that.
yes, and then you simply
That's
just
why you're the professor.
yeah, exactly. And you just simply let nature take its course, let it rain whenever it rains, and hopefully it doesn't grow too quickly, and you can get away with cutting maybe once a month.
Yep.
I'm with you on that one. I don't water either.
Yeah. No,
I have no sprinklers. I do not put one out. I do not intentionally try to make it grow like my neighbors. But if I'm trying, which is rare, but if I do try, I will fertilize a couple times a year. One would be right about now. And again, I've seeded maybe probably once since I moved here. I'm a bad lawn care person, but it seems to have worked for me, except now I'm loaded with weeds. So that's why I've hired somebody this year, which is another form of lawn care, hiring it out.
Yeah. I myself am much like the first way that you do it, Professor, there. And much like you, Greg, I just get it cut and I don't care too much about it. I'm not so big on where it's got to be perfectly edged and trimmed and perfect and no crabgrass or anything. You know what? I'm not worried about it. Let it go. Just as long as it's not 2 feet high and I can walk through it. And again, much like you said, kind of comparable with the neighbors. I'm okay with it too. I don't want them, excuse me, sir, can you cut your grass sometime this month? Where I used to live, my neighbor was every other day in the summer, he was out cutting his grass. Right. Well, from this time on, he would be out there cutting his grass. And what blew my mind was as soon as he had a little riding lawnmower, as soon as he was done cutting the lawn, he changed the oil every time.
Wow.
And I'm like, that lawnmower is going to last you forever.
That's too ambitious for me.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And he was retired. He was, he'd be out there. He was like, just absolutely anal about his lawn. There was one dandelion. He'd be out there and he was like weeding, and he'd be out there seeding it and everything like that. I'm like, I could care less. You're lucky I cut it close to the fence so that it doesn't go creeping into your lawn. But yeah, no, he would.
Wow.
Yeah,
You know what?
Go ahead.
I'll share with everyone the most pleasurable way to cut your grass. Okay. When you have a lot of time, you don't want to be rushed on this. You get your favorite charcoal, you put it in the grill. You light the charcoal. Okay. Take your lawnmower out. By then, your charcoal's well lit, ready to go. Throw a rack of ribs on there. Put your lid on, set your dampers, get the right temperature. Then go cut your grass. Cut your grass.
Yes.
Come back, throw some barbecue sauce in there, jump in the shower, come back, crack open a cold beer.
Because that's what it's all about.
Yeah. By then,
that dovetails with that.
you got a nice rib dinner right there.
Yep.
Ready to go.
Now, again, if you don't have a huge yard, another thing you can do, you can go and get that barbecue going, keep it on the low temp while you're cutting, and have on there, say, some hot dogs.
Okay.
Now going with that, like Professor and I were talking the other day, he went and got some Smokies.
Oh, okay.
Great big fat ones.
Oh, yeah.
Now going with that, what do we put on a Smoky? What do you put on that hot dog? What's your top? What we talked about it with hamburgers. What's your go-to with a hot dog?
My go-to has to be fresh onions and mustard. And a nice bun.
Okay.
But you got to blister the outside of that thing too.
Yeah.
You got to roll that over the flames.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Splitting. Yeah. We're splitting. Yeah. Professor.
So I did exactly what you say there, Bob Ross. And I went one step further the other night and added some shredded cheese all over the top of that, and some barbecue sauce.
Ooh,
And that was good.
We talked about that. Yeah.
that sounds like a great addition.
Oh yeah. Smother it up.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's exactly. I heard the bird in the back is really liking the idea.
I think he's hungry.
We're making them hungry. Yeah.
Yeah. He wants a worm on a bun. We got hot dogs on a bun. I, much like you said there, Greg, I'm a fan of the fresh onions, a mustard, but I like that. I guess it would be like a French mustard, with a bit of a spice in it.
Yep. Yep.
And I do like some good relish on it. I do like
Relish
that
would be good, yeah.
toasted bun.
You know,
yeah.
I'm thinking if once we have that fire going, you got your nice smoky, perfectly cooked. You're eating that.
Yeah.
How about we slice some Spam and just set that on the grill, kind of, and after your smoky snack.
That's where that's going. I like where that's going.
Yeah, toast. Get a nice sear on the outside of those Spam slices.
That's Spam. Remember, we get 500 followers. On a live Spam.
Live Spam cook.
Live Spam cook.
And guys, getting back to the lawn cutting and mixed with the the barbecue. The less time you spend, oiling up your machine and doing maintenance on it, the more time you have to barbecue. So,
Now, the other thing I'm going at is with my backyard, what I'm going to look at is I'm looking at putting more stone in the back because I got some raised garden bed. I want to add more stone. I got my fire pit. I want to put a nice little gazebo back there so I can sit under it. And, no grass is what I'm getting at.
Hmm.
Very little, if any. Or maybe that's the fake grass, throw a carpet
Well,
down.
my yard's becoming more and more no grass or use it. And if you look, I don't know if you can see from this camera angle, but I got a couple garden beds in there.
Yeah.
And I got mulch around the outside.
Yeah.
And it's actually pretty nice to work on because, like you say, the grass doesn't go right up to the bed.
Yeah.
Kind of like your stone idea.
Yeah. I put the stone. Well, we put the that barrier down, and then I put the stone down. I don't have to bother trimming anything. It's all good.
I guess it's not lawn care, but I am looking forward to getting the gardens going, getting the vegetables in the dirt. There's something magical about that coming up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's just it's enjoyable.
Because in the end, it's landing on your barbecue.
Exactly.
But speaking of grass, if either of you guys do happen to need some, I happen to have a bag I pulled out of my freezer.
Oh, there you go. I guess
Seed ready to go there.
You're ready to plant then if you're
I'm
taking
ready
out
to
the
plant.
freezer. That's a tip number one right there. Freeze your seeds before you.
They say it's good to keep it cold.
Yep.
Refrigerated.
And these cold nights and slightly warm days are perfect to germinate those seeds.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Now, do you guys aerate your lawn before you fertilize?
No,
I fertilize.
I've top seeded, just sprinkle grass seed over top, but I don't normally do fertilizer. I just try to get the grass to grow as thick as I can.
Right.
Choke the weeds.
I have a mulching blade.
So do I.
It cuts it up enough, and it's like it's its own fertilizer right there. I've never had to add any. And again, I'm okay with it. Like I guess the big thing is keeping your blade sharp and your oil in your lawnmower and your beer cold and your barbecue. I guess it's all good there.
Yep.
It just keeps it ready. That's my opinion.
And if you get some after you're cutting your grass, you get some grass clippings that might have to go over on your patio or on your sidewalk. What I do, I take my beer can launcher and I actually use it to blow the grass and leaves off and debris off the lawn or off the sidewalk.
It's going to catch on. People are going to take their beer launchers, beer can launchers, and they're going to use it as a leaf blower or something.
I see people using them as leaf blowers. I don't know. Wow.
Why the hell would you do that?
Multi-purpose tool. Wow, that's pretty darn amazing.
Greg, I think somebody stole your idea. A few weeks ago, I seen somebody using one on the Channel 7 News.
To shoot beer cans or
out of a leaf blower. And I'm
nice.
Like, they stole his idea.
Well,
well, he's getting called Bob Ross of barbecue on other channels.
Somebody
gets around.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah.
Speaking again of which, we'll have to do a launch there before the show's over.
Yes, no, but I look forward to seeing it. Again, like these strange people, it's like the ones who watch baseball and hockey instead of partaking in a Thursday night podcast.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Right, a nod to all the sports fans out there.
Look at the beer we got. Like,
This beer I got, I didn't buy it. Actually, it was brought to my house. GL Heritage Brewing.
It looks. Let me guess. It's the coffee.
It is. How'd you guess?
I could tell by the can.
It's the coffee brand. Yeah.
I'm not just good at barbecue, but I'm also good at tasting beers.
Yeah, you're good.
Yep, they came out with that beer 3 years ago.
Wow.
And they just relaunched it recently. And yeah, I still don't have some. So you're ahead of me in the
So
game.
I beat you to it. Yeah, it's not bad. It's a
Yeah.
cream ale. It says cream ale.
Now is that also part of the like Mike? Is that part of the craft beer?
Yeah, it's a craft beer.
Oh, yeah, so I wouldn't be able to.
It's got that look to it.
Yeah.
That's made in your end of the town, though.
Yeah, no,
You're
I know
in
where
the
they're at.
county.
Yeah,
Yep.
I know exactly where they're at. They
Yeah.
The only thing is, I'm not detecting much in the way of coffee
Oh no.
flavor. Yeah.
Well, the last time I had it, it was a couple of years ago now, and I really tasted the coffee.
Did you?
But then again, each year, each batch might be slightly different. So
yeah.
This one says it's light. It's very, very light. So maybe
okay.
that's it. Yeah.
It's too bad. Like I wish it wasn't a craft beer because unfortunately I can't have that because of the yeast.
Yeah, not everybody's systems are made for it.
No, that's like I could probably have a regular beer, but I'm you know what, I'm just gonna hold off and wait until I'm back on the 100% mend and
Right.
you know, slowly make my way back in and have a couple of drinks here and nothing major. That's okay. Well, you can talk about food because I can have that.
Well, go back to the barbecue thing. What have you ever cut the grass and had your barbecue going?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
For the snack after?
Yeah.
And
Oh,
what was your go-to?
yeah. Well,
I mean, I like the
I actually did the. It wasn't hot dogs. I did sausages.
the sausage. Okay, yeah.
I had gotten some sausages from Weigel's Meats here in Amherstburg, and I think they had the honey garlic. I'd grabbed some.
Oh, okay.
They're actually nice. I just keep it on low, and I just cut it, and I periodically check over, and again, because it's a hot day when you're cutting grass, you got to go over and rehydrate. So I got to have a bit of a beverage, and then go and turn around.
Flip your patties every time you cut another 3 rows of grass.
Keep it going, yeah. Like there was talking of Weigel's Meats. I told the professor about they've got what is called rib patties. What they do is they trim the ribs. Instead of just tossing it, he grinds it up into patties, and they're square. He puts Parmesan cheese on the one side, and those. Correct me if I'm not. Am I not correct, Professor? You put those,
very good.
You put those on the grill. You throw those on a bun. Oh yeah,
They cook very nicely.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, no, it is. It is good. Again, Greg, if you're out for a little trip and you got 20 minutes and you're near Amherstburg, stop in at Weigel's Meats. They got the rib patties. Well worth it.
Oh,
Well worth it.
I'll have to check that out. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, no, it's just, I think it's something that he just did in the store because he didn't want to waste it. And it worked out well. It's a good sale. Again, correct? Am I not correct, Professor?
Yeah, in fact, their employees were very up on it. They explained all about how they produce them, and they said it's their favorite thing to eat.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, I put them on the barbecue. I've done them in the oven, hand fried them. I prefer the barbecue, and they crisp up nice.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Yeah, because it's well, it's like it's pork, right? Pork ribs.
Yeah.
So you don't have to put a whole lot of stuff on it. Just keep it simple, and you can really taste it.
I've done it before where I cooked a pork rib, and sauced it up nice, but I overcooked it to the point where I can pull the bones out.
Ooh,
And I put that on a bun. And that, I tell you,
McRib.
that makes a darn good sandwich.
Yes. The McRib, wasn't it?
Oh, yes. Yeah. But, I mean, you make your own. It's all you know what's in it. Like it's so
Oh, yeah.
damn good.
Oh yeah.
You guys can spare a minute. I'm going to show you a quick little video I got queued up here of a guy with his barbecue rolling hot dogs on this little device he bought for the grill.
Okay.
It's kind of funny. Here, just 1 second. Hope you can see that.
Yep.
So far, this gadget is winning. As you can see, this one is starting to separate. The other one is not so much. Love this gadget. Look how easy it is to roll your hot dogs. You don't have to do it one at a time, just all at once.
That's pretty cool.
All right, let's cook them.
So yeah, he's just.
That's pretty cool.
That's
I like that.
He's got this clever little plastic tube with, I don't know, it's got a cut all the way around it. You put the hot dog inside of it, and then you use your knife to cut it all the way around to get a perfect spiral.
You know what I've done before? I took the prongs from my rotisserie and I filled it full of hot dogs and then just slowly cooked over the charcoal.
Yeah.
That was actually a really good cook.
Because again, those would get nice.
Then you could stick the buns on the end of the prongs too when you're getting close and they toast.
Smart thinking there.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I
this
recently
year,
got some.
getting back to the grass, I hired Mr. Goodlawn, and we'll try them out, see how it is. They one thing they did already, which surprised me, was they fertilized just before the end of March. I came home and they had a sign in the lawn, and
Wow.
so next will be some spraying. I think, I don't know. They got a whole list of things they do. So I'll give it a try.
Nice.
See if we like it. Because I think one more year of me doing it on my own, I'll be pretty much dead.
There's a pro to that there. You don't
Because
have
I'm too busy barbecuing and having beer.
exactly.
There we go.
More time to
Well, if you are going to fertilizer, hire someone, the pro, you know. I agree with that.
Why not?
Yeah.
A friend of ours, Wayne knows him very well, recommends a spray or a weed killer you can get, but it's in the States.
Yeah.
You can get it at places like Ace Hardware or Kmart. It's called Ortho.
Yeah.
Apparently, it works very, very well.
Wow.
Stronger than most of the stuff we have over here.
Yeah.
It'll kill the weeds if you want. It'll small.
So I'm
trees.
thinking of trying to pick up a bag in June, maybe if I cross over for a trip.
I think that's if you want to kill everything.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to go down to bare dirt.
And then probably reseed after that.
Well, with that being said, I guess just want to say
Well, I think that's my cue. Hold on. If you could just hold on 1 second.
Yep.
Oh no, where did Bob Ross go?
No, I know what he's gonna do. I know what he's gonna do.
He's got to launch the
Right there.
end of the show.
Yeah. Yes. Very
Had to
good.
be done.
Yes. Yes. So I just want to say thank you for joining me tonight. Pour you guys a drink.
I want to thank you, boys.
Yes. And with that being said, gentlemen, have a good night. Very good.